If you're tired of cramming 78 card meanings into your brain like you're cramming for a final, I get it. But what if I told you you already know how to read tarot? You just don't realize it yet. Because I think the biggest myth in tarot is that you need to memorize every single card meaning. I used to do flashcards with them, trying to remember and memorize each card meaning and thinking I'm doing really good. And then one day I look at a card and I just can't remember what it is. You know, I'd look at that card and I'd panic and I'd be like, I'm never going to learn how to read tarot. But then eventually something clicked in me, and I want to share it with you because I think it's going to change how you look at learning tarot in a whole new way. Because you don't need to memorize anything. You just need to focus on these 4 methods that are really going to help you gain confidence and help you see that each card isn't a static, stale meaning, but it's a living, breathing thing depending on the question or the spread that you're doing. So it has nothing to do with memorizing, and it has everything to do with you trusting yourself. So let's jump right in. So method number 1 I like to call trust what you see, because you can see more than you realize when you get out of your own way of thinking, what's this card mean? And just look at the image, because your first instinct is usually right. So for example, the star. Before you even think about what the card is supposed to mean, what do you see? Just look at it. What do you actually see? You see someone pouring water onto the land and into the pool. You see stars above them. Maybe you're drawn to one thing over the other, and that might be what the message is you're meant to reveal. Because what you're noticing right there, that's the reading. That's the message. The artists who create these images put every detail in there for a reason. There's a lot of symbolism, and your job is to have a conversation with that card and what you notice first. It's not about reciting what somebody else wrote in a book. So the next time you pull a card, try asking yourself, what's actually happening in the picture? How does it make me feel? And if a friend was in this situation, what would I tell them? How would I describe it? Trust yourself. You know more than you think. 2 is the one-word method. This is where you can find your starting point that's going to help you move forward with the reading. So this approach is so simple that it almost feels like cheating, because all you need to do is just look at the card and ask yourself, what's the first thing that pops into my head? So here we go. For this one, we're going to use the 8 of Swords. So don't think about it. Don't second guess, just what comes in. You know, first thing I think of is stuck. So here's where it gets interesting. Your word, take that word and the question and let it shape what this means for you. So for example, I once had somebody ask me about their job, and the word stuck came in, and it was maybe about them feeling stuck at work. And maybe someone else has a relationship reading, and if you get that same word stuck, then maybe it's about that relationship is not moving forward. So it's the same card, it's the same word you came up with, but it has a totally different meaning depending on the question, because the question changes everything. This happened recently with the 5 of Cups. The word that I came up with was bridge. And as you can see, there is a bridge in this picture. And the person was asking about their career. And I saw it as transitioning from job to job. And it's interesting because this came up again in another reading, and I remembered that word bridge, but it was about a relationship reading. So it was more about bridging the gap between the relationship of a couple of people in their life. And it's interesting because it was 2 different meanings, 2 different readings, and the people said that it was spot on. So it's really about trusting yourself, trusting what you first see and building it from there. Now, if I would have gotten in my head about what does this card mean, I might not have gotten bridge, because I'm so focused on the cups that are there and all the obvious things you see when you're trying to learn the hard way. So why don't you try this now? Pull a card, get your word, imagine how it would apply to your question or the situation, and you'd be amazed how naturally things start to flow. And that actually helps me flow into the next method. For method number 3, it's about telling story. So think of the cards as scenes in a story rather than the vocabulary, the words to memorize. And if you pull 3 cards, you see the first card is like the beginning, the second card is the middle of the story, and the third card could be the end of the story. Then take a look at it. What's happening here? Maybe someone started a new project, hit a roadblock, and now they're finding their way through it. The specific card names and traditional meanings don't always have the same effect in a story. And I've noticed this when I was learning, that I'd pull a card that seemed to have I didn't understand how to make it fit with the question that I asked based on the traditional method. But when I started doing this and just looking at the card and seeing what I saw in the card and drawing a story from there, it just started to make more sense. And I got out of my left brain and I got into my right brain and in creative mode and just allowed things to flow. And the more I did that, the easier it got to do. So I highly recommend this. Whether you're reading for yourself or others, think about it. What is the chapter that the person's in right now? You or the person you're reading for? What's the main plot? And where might the story be heading? Because really, tarot isn't about fortune telling. It's sometimes about forecasting, but it's more about aligning your energy in a direction that's a lot more inspired. At least that's how I read. So you already know how stories work. Now you're just going to use cards to help you tell the story. So for method number 4, this is about connecting it to real life. This is one of my favorites because every single card connects to something we've experienced or we're going to experience or we know someone who has experienced. So instead of trying to remember what the book says about the tarot card, just think of a time in your life where things fell apart. We've all had those moments. And when you see the tower in a reading, you're not reciting a definition. You're connecting that universal experience of having your world shaken up. And then how does that relate to the question or the query? And then the hermit, well, we've all needed time to be alone and figure things out. And the fool, we've all needed to take that leap of faith. How did it feel? It was kind of scary. Or maybe it was like, I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm just going to give it a try. And the 3 of Swords, well, we've all had our feelings hurt. We've all been in those situations where our thoughts kind of get in our own way. So just making the cards feel like more of a connection to humanity kind of takes that stiffness out of it and allows you to just draw on your experiences or the experiences that you've learned from others. Because your life experiences are like your personal tarot reference guide. And speaking of which, if you want to dive a little deeper and build that connection with your own cards, I've created the Tarot Playbook. It's basically a hybrid journal and reference guide. It has lots of spreads in it. It has a place for you to journal on what the cards mean to you. Plus, there's a reference guide in there for what each card's basic meaning is. There's monthly spreads, daily spreads. There's a whole bunch of stuff in there for you. It's a digital download, and I'll drop a link in the description so you can go buy it. So you don't need to memorize everything. You just need to remember experiences and feelings. Those are the things that help us remember. So to recap, instead of cramming meanings into your head, try this. Look at what you're actually seeing in the card. Trust your first reaction. Find one word that kind of captures the whole card of what you're seeing. Think about what the story the cards can tell. And fourth, connect it to real human experiences. Yours, theirs, whoever. So if this helped you see learning tarot a little differently, hit that like button and subscribe for more videos coming your way. And be sure to keep practicing with tarot. Enjoy yourself. Make it fun. It's time to start trusting yourself because you got this. I believe in you. Peace.